This is Flash Tribesman Indie Games Collective looking at Lords and Villeins. We covered this on the channel in a Tribesman Tries last week and I quite enjoyed it. I've played a tutorial. The tutorial is very detailed. I'll put a link to that video somewhere in this one and I would wholeheartedly recommend looking at that because the tutorial is very detailed and it's very good. But today I thought I'd come back because I've been playing myself and I've got overrun very quickly with it. Just in the amount of stuff you got to do. So I thought I'd kind of look at a more detailed look of how to get started with some of the lessons I've learned, and then I'll show you some mistakes I've made and I'm still making now, and then we'll see how it goes after that. I'm undecided as how long the playthrough is going to be, so we're just going to go episode by episode and see what we can learn together. I'll show you I'll show you things I've learned, and then you guys share back with me things you've learned yourself, and maybe we can put together a bit of a kind of learn together really. Those of you who haven't played this before, it's a medieval city builder basically. Lord of Manor and the Villeins. The Villeins, if I remember rightly, a villain is medieval terminology for essentially a serf. So the villain is a serf that is tied. So the Lord gives the villain land, and in return for the villain having that land, they work that land and they're tied to that land, and they cannot leave that land unless they get permission from the Lord. I think it's another terminology for a serf essentially. So you're the Lord, you have lots of families, and your job is to assign them land, exploit them for their worth, and keep them happy. That's essentially it. We'll jump into a new game, so we're going to go over here. Now I've just been looking at fields, but when I've looked at fields, it always auto-generates a new map. So I've added different maps. So I'm going to stick to fields. I've not looked at the ones. If you've looked at any of the other maps, let me know what you think. If you've played any of the maps, how different are they? Do they require different tactics, different setups? But anyway, let me know what you think. If you tried any of the ones, let me know. I'm just going to focus on fields because that's what I've been looking at myself. We're just going to leave ourselves what we had last time. I've gone with no children, just for reasons. Okay, that's why this loads up. Right, Lord Flash Tribesman, I have bestowed upon you the right to rule over this land. I expect you to take great care of exploiting this land and the richness it has to offer. Should you not succeed, I shall find someone else to take your place and your head as well. Not everyone gets the same opportunity as you, so keep that in mind. By confirming, you shall certify your oath of fealty. Best of luck on your journey. So basically, as you're in a medieval situation where we've got people underneath us, i.e. our villains, and we've then got people above us, our Lord. So they've got to make us happy, we've got to make him happy. Okay, so first thing I'm going to hit pause. On my mouse button. Alright, hit pause. That's what I'm going to do. Right. So let's have a look at our families. If we look at the villager book, so we've got the Amorth, who that's me. There we are, with my wife Anne. Okay, we're going to go into, so we've got the Amorth. They are our farmers, and there's two of them. Fine. The Halka. Oh, blimey, they've got a few of them. These are, so it looks like here we've got the parents here, Barnabas and Griselda, and then we've got here Simon and married in. So basically he is the son of this pair, and she's married into the family, and these are the kids. So I'm assuming that this pair so he's the son of this pair, she's married him, and this pair, the son of this pair as well. So essentially we've got a family of 6. Okay, so, and these are our foragers. What we're going to do then, so the first thing we're going to do is, and if we also look, so then let's have a look at my boss. Let's see King. So at the moment it's got no goals for us, so happy days. Goals for the year 1400, not an awful lot, which is exactly what I want to see. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is our town centre, so we've got the Royal Woodland here. So what I'm trying to think of layouts of where to put houses. So if I put Royal Woodland here, I'm thinking, yeah, make this a Royal. This is going to be the Royal Woodland, and then I can then probably put the house for them here. Then I'm going to make, then I'm going to make then probably put farms here. All I'm thinking about is that's going to be, I've not come across them yet, but I'm assuming that we're going to be able to mine that for resources. So at some point, if we get a family that likes mining, we're going to have to put them there, and also a fishing family here. So I'm kind of hedged towards putting, if I actually put the Royal Woodland here and do this half, put a farm in there. I'm trying to make a layout, just trying to keep everything compact and not spread everything out. Because what I have noticed in this game, you get an awful lot of families appearing, a constant stream of people wanting to join you, which is kind of like, which if you're not prepared for, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I'm going to cover that there, turn to the road, and we're going to I'll put you up there as well. There, and if I sign you there, because also we might get another family coming in, another family that does forestry might come and will at some point will come and join us. Right, sockage. So basically, 10% of the resources produced are tax teachers. So basically, they're going to be 10% of what because I'm going to raise this because I'm going to make it 20% of what they make. I get 20% of resources produced are taxed each year. And if I understand this, I might be completely wrong on this, but I understand this that I get 20%. I get 50% of what they produce in terms of wood and stuff like that. I assume. I might be completely wrong on that, but that's what I assume. So that's them. Let's get a farm up. So let's get their house up and running. There, I'm going to put their house here because I'm assuming if I get a fisherman family, I can put their house underneath it there next to that road there. Now they've got 6 kids foraging. We know about you. Okay, I want to do this all while it's on pause, just so I can get everything set up and then unpause it. Okay, because otherwise I'll start running around and it starts to get a little bit. Stop running around. So I am going to use a bend in the road to go like put there like that, and then something like that. But don't make it too big. If you watch the tutorial, I made that far too big. If I then go to furniture, you can do it through here. You can go into here and do it that way there. However, you can also go into furniture and do it from here. So I'm going to give them straw beds. They need 6 straw beds. So they need 6 straw beds. We are going to have to make this bigger. So they're going to need 3 bedrooms basically. A straw bed, single straw bed. We are going to have to make extra rooms here. I'm actually going to make this bigger because there's a lot of them. I don't want to make it too big, mine, but also I'm also going to put my wooden walls because I'm going to allocate these to the foragers. I'm going to give them wooden walls from the straight off because in the games I've that's not going to work, is it? So I'm going to have to do like that, aren't I? In the games I've played so far, they can supply their own wood because the foragers, so they use their own forests to supply them with what they need to build their house. So that can give them a wooden house because they'll do that straight away. These buildings don't seem to do windows, and I'm also going to move that as well because there's got a tree in the way. I can't get over there because there's a tree in the way there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to pop it there. The blacks are what they need accessing. So if I put it there, they get one on either side. And if I get single beds now, so I'm going to go down to furniture. So they need 2 double beds and 2 singles because there's 2 married couples there, and they're going to need 2 single beds. So I'm going to put the single beds in this corner here because the kids can share a room. I reckon. Get the right way around. One there, and I'm going to put another one there. Okay. Right, I'm now going to assign that to them because there's 6 of them. So I'm going to assign that to them. That's sorted. Now they should build their own house basically. The most important thing is to build. The game tells you is to build beds for them. That's what I've noticed is, again, they don't seem to be bothered. They're happy with their bed, but they don't seem to bother with no walls, no floor, no roof. But if they've got a bed, they're happy. It doesn't. If you were to role play it, you'd be very perturbed as to why they don't seem to be bothered about not having walls and a roof over their heads. But this is still early access, so it might come a bit further on. What I'm going to do now, I am now going to put my I'm going to put my house down for my farming house first, because I'm going to have the other side of the road there. I'm not going to make that as big because it don't need to be, because there's only 2 of them. And you can expand it later, but I'm also going to make this out of hay, simply because, actually I'm going to do that straight. I might make that a bit bigger, simply because to build a wall, let me just expand that, I'll show you what I mean now. To build a wall, to build a wooden wall, you need, if I build a wooden wall, you need 1 wood and 1 wooden rod. So if we look at what we've actually got in stock, we look here, we've got 180 wood, we don't have any wooden rods. So while these guys seem to be able to get their own from the forest as they're foraging in the forest, they get their own wooden rods. However, they don't make them that quickly. So what I've found in games, a lot of time you stood around waiting for them to produce enough rods for you to build your houses. So you end up with a family that's just got it's got zero walls built. Again, if you're role playing it, you think to yourself, well, actually they should be mightily unhappy the fact they've got no walls. So what I'm going to do with this lot, because we've got hay, got straw, so I'm going to give them a hay wall. Yeah, basic and affordable wall made out of stacks of hay, quick to build, and simple peasant household costs for. So I'm going to give them that simply because it's quick, it's quick and easy. There's only 2 of them, so they don't need much at the moment. However, if they have kids, I'm going to expand it, but I'm not about that. I'm going to put that on that and get rid of that there. So that's them built. Let's assign that to the Amorph. That's a fee farm. For them it's a fee farm, so I don't get anything out of them. So let's now assign our forest lands. I mean, you can do this for games when I've just found it a bit easier to do like this. Now, because when I've done this, I've done it 2 different ways. What you can do, you can go like that. That's 1. And then I don't want to do that. Let's just delete this zone. And what you can then do in this is small. You can assign it so that you just all they're going to do is wheat. Right? They're going to grow wheat. That's 1. Okay, wheat or barley. However, what I'm not sure of is each needs to have a storefront. So if we look over here, because they essentially, the households make money by selling stuff to each other. So if I put a storefront in there, they'll produce wood, and then the other families who say if I build them wooden walls, the Morph would go and buy wood off them unless I allocated it to them. So these storefronts. But what I'm not sure of, if you do multiple fields, as I'm about to do here. So what I would do with that one. So if I then did another zone here, and made this zone, this farmland, and made this differently, and I assign you, and I made you priority, and I just, for you, I got rid of, I don't want that, and I want for you, I want carrots. They'd produce, I want potatoes, that would produce potatoes. Okay, and if I do the same again, on farmland, let's do another one like that. It's another 4 field like so, and then assign you adjust priorities, and so like this time I want from you carrots, but I don't want any of that. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, tick the box there. Okay, so if I assign you all to farming soil, farming soil. Now, what I'm going to do now is you can go to each particular zone and get, and if you go to each particular, let's move it up a bit, storefront for each particular zone. Now, what I'm not sure of is, nope, that's a warehouse. Click on this. I'm going to assign you to that. It's 10% of all resources are taxed each season. Let's make that 15. So I'm assuming, I'm sure this means that I get 50% of what they produce. Let's assign you to them on the same thing, and I will Sockage. Okay, and then I'm going to give that one. So, because what you can do is you can put just one big field and tell them to plant everything. But what tends to happen is that they'll grow all these, but they'll go like, you'll have a potato patch there, hay there, barley there, and it just looks a complete mess. But if you do like this, I'm hoping it'll be a bit more organised. So what I'm then going to do, I'm going to put another little zone down, farmland zone, because I'm going to wrap that there because we're going to need storage. So I'm going to wrap that there. I'm going to go into furniture, not furniture, production. I want to put a storefront, and hoping this one storefront will satisfy everybody, all the different. I'm hoping, because it doesn't explain very well whether. What I don't understand is whether you need a storefront for each particular field, or one storefront for the whole family will do all 3 fields. We'll find that together. That is going to need to be extended as well, because that's not going to be big enough. I'm going to put you to that. I know obviously I'm taking up part of the where you could potentially have fishermen going. However, storage options, they're going to need silos for potatoes and carrots, barrels for potatoes and carrots. See if I put as long as I can get access to the front of it. The black marks are where they need to get access to it, so as long as they can get to it here like this, it should be okay. It's where you kind of start, yeah, so the black marks are access points, so as long as they've got access points to something, you should be okay. Then you go, and the same with the grounds. I can put grounds there. I'm going to put some more ground here. Let's see where that for the time being. Another one there. I'm going to put one in there, and I'm going to put one in there. I'm also going to put a storage box in there. A storage box in there. And then I put the door. Okay, cool. So they can access all those points there. Okay. What I'm going to need to do, obviously you can do this through every single screen. So I can go into and I can get through the storage in that way. I'm going to put a sawhorse down. I'm going to put the sawhorse. I'm going to put 2 sawhorses there. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to put ground storage. I'm going to put ground storage on these spaces down here, essentially. So I'm going to go, if I go that way, because as long as I've got a black access path somewhere, I'm not going to go bonkers, but I'm going to put a good few down. I'll do them. Okay, that's that. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go into open the warehouse book. I'm now going to grant them some food. So I'm going to give them 100 food for the time being. I'm going to grant the Amarth 100 food. I'm going to grant them 100 food. I'm going to do the same for the Halka. I'm going to give them 150. I'm going to give them 150 because the other lot produce food already. So the farmers will, so the foragers will be able to use the wood and the resources from their forest for their own use without having to pay for it. And the farming family, the Amarth, will do it the same on the farming family. And what they'll then do, they'll then put other goods into their storefront to sell to each other. Okay, so that's that. What I can also do is I'm also going to put I'm going to put in 100 straw. I'm going to put in 50 wood. And I'm going to put in 100 planks. I'm going to add that. I'm going to set that for free to help them get started. Okay, right, that's that. So now I've granted resources. The game has started as well, but I didn't realise it started. Okay, farming. Okay, let's now take it out of visibility. The colours are beautiful. I love the colours of them map. They're so good. Right, so they're going to keep going like that. So hopefully now they'll get built beds. Let's see if I go back in. If I look at that, so yep. They're going to start farming that, and hopefully it'll look nice and pretty. They're working on that. So let's turn this speed up a little bit. So as long as I've set this up properly, we should then just start working away. They're now mining that. See what they do? They've taken wood. They've taken wood for their own. They should be taking wood from their own forest to start building their own house. As there's more of them, they'll probably get it done a lot quicker than this lot will, because there's only 2 of them. You can't. you can't prioritise builder. So, for example, I want to tell them, build your house, not messing about in your field. But you don't seem to have to tell them to prioritise production. You can't tell them to prioritise something over something else. They just can't seem to do it in their own particular way. Yeah, so whether that's going to change or not, because again, if you notice how they're planting all over the shop. Villagers need beds. They've got beds. They've just got to build them. That's again, it's like there's a bed there, build it. But because there's only 2 of them, they are more concentrated on doing that. So I want to be able to tell them to prioritise their beds. But the way to do that would have been to get them to build this lot first before start doing that. But I want them to do both at the same time. But you just kind of want them to do. Yeah, it's a bit. I want to be able to assign one of them to do the house and one of them to do the crops. But because there's only 2 of them. As there's like 6 here, there's stacks of them. What I've also not done is my Lord's Manor, insufficient storage. Where? Because they've not built them yet, that's why. Let me check on the warehouse. Have we allocated planks? We allocated planks, we have. So there's planks there, so they can build this. They've got around doing it yet. Right, so let us say if we just pause a second. Because if you've not done the tutorial, I would wholeheartedly recommend it because it's really, really, really good. Tutorial book. Okay, it explains everything. Doesn't necessarily how to do it, but it explains everything to you. And I can't say enough. Do play the tutorial because I did it for an hour. Didn't cover everything, but I did it for an hour, and it's well worth it. Okay, so you can market presence, facilitate a village. You need to build storefronts. Yeah, so okay, so that's right. So we know about that. Right, okay, so let me just power it down to 1. Because what I've also got is build my Lord's Manor, which I'm trying to build in such a way that I'm not going to take up valuable land. See, because they're at a disadvantage because there's only 2 of them. And I'm just stood there kind of just loitering with intent. I'm going to build my Lord's Manor over here. My manor. Again, I'm going to build it on the side of the road opposite. I don't want to take it. I'm going to make it long and thin. I don't want to go too crazy with it because obviously you've got to build it, haven't you? So we're going to go with walls, and I'm going to go with wooden walls, even though I need wooden rods, which means it's not going to get built anytime soon. There, and then we'll then go into furniture, and we're going to go with a noble double bed. I'm going to put you there. That's right, so let's crack on with that. Alright, again, building with that. I'll take them a while, but let's turn this off. So if we take a look at the families, so assigns 4 zones. So if we look at the villager book, there's no kind of, so that we've got family name, we've got accounts reports, okay, fine, nothing to see there. Family market presence, is it Tasman, okay, oh that's me, I'm looking at the wrong person, aren't I? Let's look at this one. So accounting reports, normal meals, they've got market presence. They're looking to purchase straw, but it's in the market. They've got nothing to sell at the moment because they've not grown anything. Right, okay. So if I then if I check, what I'm going to do is to get them started. I'm actually going to go to the morph here. I'm going to grant the morph. I'm going to grant them 100. I'm going to grant them 100 straw. I'm going to grant them 100 straw, and I'm going to grant the Hulker 30 straw. Right, okay. Right, okay. So then they've now built their bed. Good. They've not got the walls, mind you, they've built the bed. Alright, let's see, happy with that. Okay. So all the beds have been built. So that's not going too bad. So let's go. speed 3 to get through the night. All the crops have been planted just about. If you notice this, it's a much neater layout because I've done 3 separate units. Whereas opposed if you did it as one big unit, it spreads it all over the place. It just looks a mess. You'd have it just kind of it doesn't kind of spread it out as it's done this. So they're now building their walls. They're building their beds. Let's take it down to speed 2, speed 1. Okay. They've built all their areas. They haven't built theirs yet. They've got nothing to store it. So he's going to build his walls. She's now building their walls because they're taking it from their own resources. They need to build their storefront. They're at disadvantage because there's only 2 of them. And I'm calling as a year lord, you don't do anything. You just kind of like you just wander around basically. So we've got done okay. That's crops and okay. At some point, let me see what we can do in terms of roofs, furniture, production. Okay. Let's put a well down. Let's put a well. I should have put a well. I'm going to put a well just kind of so I can get water. Let's put the well. Where should I put it? Well, I'll put it there. I'm going to put a well there. So somebody will build that so I can draw water from it. That takes 4 stone. Let's have a look at zones. So zones wise, can we build a road at all? Blacksmiths. We've got lots of different things we can build. Okay. Public area. Public area for shared structures of public gatherings. Okay. Nothing there. So apparently we can't build roads. I don't think. Erase zones so we can delete zones. Mining field. Let's worry about that when we get somebody that can use it. Let's go on speed 2 because their house isn't built. Okay, so there's nearly built, so there's nearly got walls. But again, nobody seems to be bothered. They've got no roof. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to put an oak floor down. Which seems to be the hard thing to do. We'll put a floor down there. What that will then do is it'll clear everything off the floor in that particular area. What you can also do is if we go back to the open the warehouse book, let's have a look at what we can take off people. So let's have a look at the Harker. So they've got wooden rods. We're going to need some of them at some point, but I'm not going to take them off them quite yet, because if you notice, we need wooden walls to build our. We need wooden rods, so I need to kind of take that off them at some point, or hopefully I'll get them at the year end, which at the moment I actually can't see. Here we go. We're on fifth day of spring. So that tells you where we're on the calendar. Oh, okay, so fifth day of spring. Oh, it's there. Oh, yeah, that's the calendar. So we've got a long way to go. So they're being built. So new family. So a mining family. So let's accept them in because we've got things that can be mined. So a new family like to take your village. The family of Balakar. They're going to come in now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to go to pause again just because it makes it easier. Let's go to zones and I'm going to mining field. I'm going to restricts the mountains that are supposed to be mined for minerals and stone. So let's basically take this little mountain here and I'm just going to put the zone up there like that, something like that. Let's have that on the front because you want room for storage and what have you. Let's just kind of like that, and then kind of put a bit like that. So let's just on this all of this for them. Okay, we can assign you to them. I'm going to do as ever soccer. I'm going to do 15%. Okay, copy days. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm actually going to edit that stuff. I'm actually going to edit that. I'm going to make this. I'm going to take the zone to here. to there. What I'm then going to do is immediately go into production. I'm going to put a storefront kind of there. Now what does it say about what storage do they need? So they're going to produce stone, so ground storage for stone, yeah. So I'm going to give them some ground storage up here. So we're going to go one. Again, it's the whole, long as they can see, get to it, the fact of that. So I'm going to put one there. I'll put another line there. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to build them their house. And where do I want to build their house? I want to know how to build roads if I do anything else. Can we build roads? That's storage, production. That's all. That's the inside stuffs. Floors. Bridge. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Parlour. Floor. Stone paving. Forms pathways. These are floors. Bridge. Wooden bridge to cross lakes and rivers. These are floors, not roads. If I look at that, I can't look at that, can I? Let me just come off this. So you can't, whatever reason, I wonder what that is. Let's have a look at tutorial book. Now, does it tell us building? That tells us that's building. Roofs, floor, stone, zones. Needs time. Okay, fealty, zones. Alright, so apparently, if you figure out how to build roads, let me know, because I want to build a house here, but then they're not going to be connected to the main road there. However, that's going to be inevitable, I think. Let's have a look and let's have a think about how big we're going to build this. I don't want them to be too spread out, you see. I want to try and keep everything fairly close together. But I want them to be close to where they work. Okay, household, and I can't see a road in here. Mining field, masonry. So I can't see a road, so we'll do it. So let's go to household. Right, if I put the household here, again, it doesn't give you any. It doesn't really say any penalties for accessibility. So these are there's 5 of them. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So let's go into. I want to see how many we've got here. So because that means I want to make it a bit bigger. So they've got. So look, so you've got you. So you are married. So who are you married to? It doesn't say you're married to though. It's a bit strange. Right, okay, so mining. Right, we're going to have to make that a bit bigger then. It's the first time I've dealt with a mining family before. So we need 2 doubles. So look, so I'm assuming we need 2 doubles and a single. We'll find out when we start doing it. So let's finish. Let's go straw bed. So I'm going to put straw bed there. I'm going to put another one. Because again, I could build partition walls between them, but at this moment in time, I'm not. So if I put you kind of, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the walls first, make it easier. I'm going to do straw walls again. What we like for straw? Got plenty of straw. Straw walls there. Okay. And then going to go back into furniture. And we're going to go. We're going to need a single straw bed. I'm then going to go, we'll take you, I'm going to put you in this corner. I'm going to move you. Control and shift. I want to put you there. And then, the idea I could put, then I'm going to put you. And if I kind of put you that side there like that. I could do making this wall a bit bigger. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into walls. I'm going to do hay wall. I'm going to hold control, I'm going to remove you. I'm going to go into the zone. I'm going to make the zone bigger, and then going to put the wall there, there, and across there like that. Put the door in. I'm going to put the door in before I forget. I'm going to put the door there. I'm going to go back into furniture. I'm going to, no, do you go away, please? Thank you very much. Straw bed. I'm going to hold control, delete that. I've probably made this house bigger than it needs to be. If I put that there, and then I'm going to put the straw bed in the corner here, because I'm thinking about at some point. I'll illustrate a point. I'll show you now. If I put in like that there, right. So that's that. So if I then think to myself, actually, I want to put some wooden walls down here. So I want to make this into a bedrooms. So if I go down like that, and like that, and then like that, and then like that, put a door, 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 door. Okay. Right. Okay. Also, I need to put a storefront in there. So I'm going to go into production. I'm going to put a storefront, and I'm going to put a storefront in here. I'll put you there like that. Right, okay. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to go over to, I don't know why I'm scrolling over. I'm going to go to here. I'm now going to go to meals. I'm going to grant them 150 meals. I'm going to grant it to you. I'm going to grant you to you. I'm going to grant you 150 straw, because you can take it off them as well. Okay, so let's leave it at that, and let's unpause it and see what they come back and say. Okay, so hopefully they're going to come in. They're going to make their way down here. Off they come. And they're going to start dealing with that. Let's undo this. So as you notice, the floor's going down, but there's still no roof's been built. So at some point, the floor's going down, but I'm still got no walls. Why are you not doing anything? Let me just have a look. Let me go back into my zones. What are you waiting on? I bet you need tools. I hadn't thought of that. Villagers book. Account reports. Okay. I need to go through the. If you go to the warehouse book, let's go to. What do they need? They're looking for straw and blanks. So let's grant them some blanks, shall we? Let's give them 50 planks. Let's do the right keyboard. 50 planks to you. Let's go. They got their planks. Hopefully they might get cracking. So they've all gone to sleep in various different places. Let's switch you off. I'm hazarding as a guess that roofs walls become important when you get into the winter, because I've never got that far. So I'm wondering whether it doesn't matter now, but it will do at some point. So what I'm then going to do is let's get some thatched roofs, and let's just slow it down a bit because it's gone a bit too quick. So let's get thatched roof on here. Thatched roof on here. A thatched roof there and there. So they're building that now. So that's going great guns. Okay, so we're going right on there. I'm not going to build them a roof quite yet. So they're building that. Right, that's another thing as well I noticed that I forgot about. So let's just, if you notice here, this visible, there's a gap there because it needs a supporting wall basically, because it's too big. So what I'm going to do is this. I am going to put a wall. So I go walls down here, and I go a hay wall. I'm just going to put a hay wall, literally. Let me take the roof. Let me show the roof for visibility. So if I put a wall down here, a wall here, and a wall down there, and then I'm going to put a door there, and I'm going to put there and there. Then if I then go back on the roof, so when that's built, hopefully then that'll mean that we can have a wall. If I put a roof, hay roof there. Yeah, so you just, again, so you've got to kind of so is that the same over there as well, I wonder? I wonder if it's the same here as well, that then they need a wall across there. So basically the roofs need support, supporting walls, which is fair enough, you can't argue that, can you really? Hay wall, let's get a hay wall across there. And let's stick a wooden door there. Then hopefully they might finish that roof off then. We shall see. Visibility, or is that just the fact that they haven't built that yet? Oh, okay. So they need to, I need to go on then, so they're not going to have hay. So let me go into the warehouse book, open the warehouse book. Let's go to the Halqua and let's grant them 70. Let's go 70 and grant them 70. Okay. I think she's a widowed. Oh, no, she's not. He's coming. There you go. Okay, so they're cracking inaccessible structures where. See, that tells me it's accessible. What's inaccessible though? This structure is blocked. I think it's because there's trees and stuff in the way. That's not always that helpful. That's not always that helpful. Because obviously I've got no walls at all because there are no wooden rods anywhere. Which is a bit annoying, but there you go. So if I... Okay, so... roof visibility is on, so we'll be able to see the roof getting built. An inaccessible structure is blocked. What's it blocked by? Okay. Yeah, there's some of those messages that aren't that helpful sometimes. So they're building that. So now they want their minor. I'm going to say no to them because we've got one mining family already, and I don't want another one. So can I now go on to roofs? So they're building it there, so it looks like we could be okay on that one. Okay, so we've been going that long. Okay, so they're building their initial house. They are putting their starting to put stone in there, which is grand. I've still got no wall. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ignore that one because they're not. I think those in excess sometimes aren't always that helpful. So if I go into open the warehouse book, seize, I'm going to go to here and I'm going to seize 20 wooden rods. That's not going to be enough to do this lot, however, but it might be. I refuse to build my house out of straw. I'm a lord of the manor, don't you know? I refuse to build my house out of straw. Ridiculous suggestion I do that. Right, okay, so let's look at the old warehouse book. What we got to sell? So we've still got 100 for free and planks for free. Okay. So what I'm going to do with that, I am going to change that down to 50. Change it to 50. Wood, I'm going to leave that at that, and planks, I'm going to leave at that. Okay. Okay, that's doing that. Insufficient storage, where? Because they haven't built any yet, have they? can build your storage now. So like inaccessible structures. They want fish. We'll accept the fishing people. They're coming in. So we'll accept the fishing people. So what we could do with them, we could set them up here. So what I'm going to do with the fishing people, I am going to fishing pool. I'm going to set all this here. I'm going to go from about here to about here to be theirs. In terms of house, that's a good point. I'm going to put the house. That's a point actually. Let's just erase that zone. I might actually put them here because then I can put the house kind of. I can put yeah, I'll do that. That's a plan. Let's go to zones. I'm just going to slow the game down a little bit while I just work out what I'm doing here. Fishing pond. So I'm going to go. If I go fishing pools, if I get that kind of here and to about there, I'll assign you the saccage. I want 15% as ever. There's okay, that's theirs now. House. Let's get the house sorted out. Household. How big are they? That's a matter of interest. Let's go to villager book. Let's look at a new family. There's 2 of them. Granted, they don't need a massive great house. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over into zones. I'm going to go to household, and I'm going to go to, because I don't think happiness is a thing. Because it's end of the day, what are they going to do? And again, I'm not sure that how that will work in reality, because they're essentially tied to the land, so I can do what I want. But I'm not sure how that manifests itself in the game at all. Let's go into furniture. Give them a straw bed and put you there. And let's give them, I don't know what I need to do. I'll do them both of them now. Actually, I'm going to give you ground storage and a box. I'll give you a box, and I'll give you some ground storage as well. Perfect. Right, and let's assign you to the new people. To those. Off you go. You've now got somewhere to live. Get cracking. Okay, so it's night time, so we'll speed it up. My house is starting to get built anyway, so I do wonder, as we get into there, whether that will make a difference. Well, all of a sudden it'll start getting cold again. I wish that was present all the time, though. You didn't have to highlight this for it to be present. So what we can then start doing is that well being built? So I'm building my house, which is great. It's about time too. I'm the Lord of the Manor. Did I build I didn't build a stair. What I didn't do, I didn't put a storefront in here, did I? Let's pause it a second. Let's go into zones. Did I put a store? I didn't put a store. I didn't do a storefront inside the warehouse. Probably why. Did I or did I not? I don't know if I did or not. Okay, we'll do that. So that's that. Insufficient storage. They've got, why aren't they building it? They've got loads here. Ah, because I didn't assign this to them, you silly boy. Again, that's the thing when you have multiple areas for one family. You forget to do what I've just done and completely forget to assign it to them. Okay. So the roof's coming along, so let's switch the zones off. Let's switch the roofs off for the time being. Hay, what we're looking like for hay? Straw. That's the thing. That's the thing. At some point, you start to run low on essentials such as wood, straw. So you have to be a bit careful as to. Let's allocate you some straw, because I've not come across any kind of trading yet either. Let's allocate 70. Let's allocate 70 and grant it to you lot. Grant. I'm also going to grant you some. I'm going to grant you 30 yarn as well, because I have a plan for that. So I'm going to go into zones again. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put a fishing net. Okay, and also we want some storage for that, so when they start catching stuff. Storage box. It's a barrel for what goes in the barrel? Parsnips. What goes into barrels? We get acorns, hops, parsnips, fish. Fish in a barrel. For the time being, so let's just get cracking on that. So we're getting there. You do start seeing where a lack of certain items begins to hurt, though. So hopefully they'll start getting these crops, and they'll start actually being able to sell the hay. You hope. But it doesn't seem to bother them a complete lack of accommodation. They don't seem to be bothered by the fact they've got no house. I'm not bothered about you, or you, or you, or you. Okay, what's that? So if I go to the warehouse book, so we're going to sell. So we're out of stock of that, so I'm going to remove you from the listings. So let's have a look what I can seize from them. So let's have a look at that while we're at it. Open the warehouse book. Seize. They've got 40 straw. They've got none. They've got 60 straw. And they've got none. Yes. We have lots of half-finished houses. They've got the bed, that's the main thing. They've got plenty of wood. What we could do with this is a stonemason. Because if we look at production, a stonemason cooking table, basic for cooking food and meals, we could start thinking about something like that. But in terms of production, that's production. So I want a. There should be some kind of brewing station, bone making station, cooking butcher's cauldron, cooking casket, smithing. You want tailoring? I'm going to say Newfoundland sell in the village. For the moment, I'm going to go the tailoring. I'm going to say no for the time being because we're not exactly doing that well for people at the moment. I maybe should have held off on the straw roofs as well. A bit late for that now. But late for that for now. So there's lots of half-finished houses. Anyway, I could do with another farmer family coming in. It would be nice. If another farmer family would be useful. They're mining away at that. So if you notice, that resource stuff. What have I done that for there? How do I get rid of? I think I've not actually established how to get rid of something. So if I just hit pause, and I'm going to go into production, and I'm going to go to storefront, and I'm going to go and see if somebody gets rid of that because they've got two storefronts, which they don't really need. But again, it doesn't seem to want to get rid of it for me. I'm not sure because I think that got me with them. I did it on my training runs. I accidentally made a mess of it. So they've got two storefronts because I didn't look what I was doing. Well, now one of them won't disappear. I can't get one of them to be deleted. So he's control to remove. Let's see if that actually does what it's supposed to do, because that's the one thing it wouldn't do when I tried this. It wouldn't remove. It didn't seem to want to remove it. So they're all going along. What are you? You are. No, I don't want any new people coming through. Inaccessible structures. I know. So that's all set up there running, but the problem is with that, until I get that sorted out, which doesn't seem to want to get sorted out. Yeah, because it gets whether I'm not sure that I'm doing it wrong or it's an issue with the game. If I go into layers now, because nobody can get to it because it's not accessible. So if I go to storefront and I want to get rid of you and you, but it doesn't seem to want to do it, and I've got no idea why. So I'm doing as it's supposed to. So that for me, I've done it exactly how I'm supposed to do it, but that's not working for me. Or if it is, it's taking so, because you can't prioritise. Because for example, I want to prioritise somebody to knock that down. Roofs are slowly coming. Mistaken, but I shouldn't have built the straw roofs. But anyway. So if I hit pause a second, so this is how I've been trying to get started. Obviously, I've made mistakes with. I shouldn't have built the straw roofs, because what I've done, I've taken straw away from these to do this, which is not great. So that's a mistake I made. But what I tried to do is pause it, set up everything for that particular family, e.g. the workspace, the house, the storage, the storefront, get everything set up before I unpause it. If I then need to, I'll then allocate them. I'll grant the stuff from the warehouse book. Try to work it that way. At the moment, they don't seem to be bothered about having no walls or roofs, but I'm wondering whether when you get into the winter, whether that changes, whether then you start getting penalised for not having it all built. But also, you can't prioritise. You can't tell them to prioritise something. I want them to prioritise. For example, I want this lot. I want to tell my foragers, I want you to prioritize. If I can actually do that, I'm saying that. If I can actually do that, if I go here and I want you to assign just in priorities. So basically, planks and wood. It doesn't give you. It's the wooden rods don't seem to be on here. So I've got no way of telling them I want you to make wooden rods because I need wooden rods for walls. So I can't. You see, you can't kind of you can't say you need wooden rods, but I don't know how to make them. It doesn't. There isn't really. Air design for animal corpses, chest. Again, it doesn't really kind of tell you. Planting trees. So we also plant the seeds of trees. So on let's just have that again actually, just because I've not noticed that before. So if I go like that, I'm going to get them to plant. So basically we want them to plant trees because we want this to be sustainable, right? So we want this to be, let's dot a few of these about and see what happens later on. Because obviously, once they've chopped it all down, you've had it. Anyway, so let's go with that one. Yesterday's basis, let's try set up everything for everybody. Things you can't do, you don't seem to be able to prioritise. For example, I want to delete one of them. It doesn't seem to want to let me, which is a bit of a pain. So when I got to him, I can't get rid of that, and for that reason, it won't let me get rid of it. Alright, so that's a bit of a pain. You can't control what family's coming in. Because, for example, I want a stonemason. Because I want a stonemason. So let me just check. I can't do it with it. I can't do it with this one. So this is they just go out of storage. So I want a stonemason so that I can start turning stone into blocks. And then start building stone houses. But anyway, let me know how you started the game. Bearing in mind what I've just gone through, you tell me if you've done anything different. Because it's a bit graphically wise. Let's just get to daylight. Let me just get to daylight because as a graphic, like, it's beautiful. Because the thing that surprises, the thing that I don't get, let me try to think how to phrase it. The bit I question is nobody seems to be bothered. They've got a bed in a field. They've got like a bed in a field with half house built, and they don't seem to be a happiness issue. If I look at roofs, okay, and it's just a little bit kind of I shouldn't have done so much hay, which is a pain. This is annoying me. There's no delete button. So I can't get rid of this because it's basically blocked. and I've got no way of getting rid of it, because there is no simple removal function. If I can, as I can see, so that's villager, warehouse, main menu. There's no this kind of remove tool. That's erases zone. That is oh, hang on, is this it? Ah, it's like that. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. Ah. Right, so, right, I'm doing it wrong. Let's just cavalry charge through that. I knew there'd be a way of doing it. So somebody should remove that to let you start working again. So let's have a look. So let's have got wooden walls a second. A stone wall require 2 stone blocks. And if I look at my warehouse book, is that stone? Is that a stone block? So is that stone? Or is that a stone block? Or does a stone have to be turned into a block? Anyway, it's one of those games. It's got just one more go. I love these. I love the graphics though. I really do love the graphics. I'd like to have a better control when villages come in, because I'm reluctant to chuck more villages in when we haven't got the resource to actually build proper houses. So for example, we haven't got enough straw, so I'd like another farming family so I can build a massive straw to build lots of straw walls. So the trees have been planted, which is great. That seems to work, because they're going to run out of trees there at some point. But anyway, let me know how you've tackled it, how you've got on with it. Let me know how you've got on with it, and let me know if you think I've done something wrong or I could do something better. Let me know. And just let me know what you thought about it, what you think of the game, because it's still in early access if I remember rightly, and I love it. It's a beautiful little game. It's a fascinating little game, and just let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.